Yellow. It's your boy Lil Brad, and I just wanted to share a quick message. So, have you ever been in a situation where, either, a romantic partner or, a family member or a friend who's around you and you're in a good mood, you're excited to be around them, or you're trying to have a good time and trying to be in good spirits, but it's just someone that like is always in a bad mood, always got a funky attitude, uh, and they never see. There's nothing you can do to bring them out of that funky attitude, but it's they just don't seem to be happy until your mood changes and they bring your mood down, and then all of a sudden they're able to break out of their funky mood once they done ruined your day, right? I've seen it happen to me, and certainly I see, other people investing all of their time into people who, just seem to like, uh, you know, are never happy, never satisfied, always have, an attitude and whatnot, and just suck up all of your energy. And you know, from the outside looking in, it's always very easy to see people who are caught up in toxic relationships, right? Uh, and and it serves the purpose really of you know blocking your relationships with other people. uh and really I've heard people speak about energy vampires, and I don't know if I would necessarily use that term, but I do think it does describe it as people just sucking your energy up until you're depleted, and then you know all of a sudden like they're okay. And so the message I want to talk about is how important it is to find and protect your peace, right? I mean, getting into confrontation, into arguments, into disagreements. That's a part of life. No one's going to agree with you on everything. Everybody is different. There's so many different ways that we can carve up different people. There's astrology. We can carve up people based on their star signs, right? We can carve up people based on their Myers-Briggs assessment, right? For example, I'm in the Myers-Briggs. I'm an INF, INFJ, right? Intuitive, introverted, intuitive, feeling, uh, justice, maybe. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that they say it's the idealist, and in a lot of ways, I recognize that that's a very small portion of the population who are idealists like that, like myself, and who want things to be ideal, who don't enjoy conflict and confrontation and whatnot, and but other people aren't like that, so you are going to have to deal with people who are different from you, right? But it is very important to find and protect your own peace, right? And when you're dealing with those kind of toxic relationships, and I don't care who it is, right? It could be anybody. It can be people you sleeping in bed next to. Uh, you know, you have to really make that hard decision to choose your peace over those kind of people, right? Because one, if they're doing it to you, they're not really, in your corner. They're not really your people, right? And so, and everything is a journey. See, I can look at it and see it in other people. That doesn't mean that they have to up and leave those people, right? It may take time for you to come to that realization, but if you want to be happy, you aren't going to find it in other people, and you certainly aren't going to find it in trying to heal those toxic people. The best thing you can do is probably just to work on your own healing, work on your own peace, work on, making your own life better, and let that be an example for them. And I'm sure, once people see you go and do your own thing, that they will recognize that, well, man, I missed that energy around this good person. Now, I shouldn't have been in such a funky attitude and whatnot, right? And, when you're in those arguments and whatnot, like sometimes it's what people want you to do. They want to bring you out of your energy and into theirs, right? So that's why the arguments actually begin. And so it can be over very petty stuff. I was watching, I think it was like Judge Hatchett, and a case where, this girl had went in with someone to buy a painting. And the painting was done by a friend of the girl's who had unfortunately passed away. And she wanted the painting for sentimental reasons. And she went in with this guy who bought several other paintings of this particular artist who had passed away. But he was more so into it for a, like a business deal. He wanted to invest in the paintings and then, flip the money, right? So what happens is when your priorities are not aligned, when you're teaming up with someone who has a different value system, a different set of priorities from you, it's not going to work out well. And that's why they ended up in court, right? And the judge had to told him, like, sometimes you have to cut your losses just for your peace. So she's fighting this guy tooth and nail about $600 investment that he put into the painting, because he's like, I either want the painting or I want my money, right? And, they end up in court. And the judge sided with the guy. It's like, she told him, like, sometimes you have to choose your peace. Why continue to argue with this person? Give him the $600 and just be done with him. You don't have to ever talk to that person again. And when you can realize that, you can, and it may be tough. You may feel like, oh, I love this person. I don't want to. In this case, in the case with the painting, I don't think they were necessarily all that close, but you have to watch the kind of ties that you establish with people who don't have the same value system that you do, right? Because that's what it will do. It will affect your peace, right? And your peace is so important. It is so important. You cannot heal without first, glory to God, you cannot heal without first finding your peace. Peace, be still. You got to find a place where you can be still, where the chaos around you is not throwing you off, screwing you up, making you be in your head, and all of that kind of stuff. And again, it doesn't matter who it is. It can be your closest family members, your extended family members, your romantic partners, your friends, your BFF, whomever. It's very important to hold on to your peace. And, you got to cut the cord sometimes. That while you're tethered to someone, you got to cut that cord and let them go. All right? That's all I got to say about it.